Sorry, I was muted.
Nope, I
Can you
found
do
it.
it?
I think when you made me the host, it made me able to record on mine. So
Yeah.
no worries. Okay. So the thing that we're going to talk about is, I think you're thinking too small. I'm going to let that sink in. I think you're thinking too small. So remember at the beginning of the month, September 1st, you all, every single person, well, Christina, you're brand new-ish. So all of this is going to be like, what? But there's still going to be great nuggets for you. So don't worry. But I want you to go back to September 1st and all of the goals and all of the things that you said that you wanted. I want you to think about what that felt like. September 1st, what did that feel like? Type it in the chat. Like, what did that feel like September 1st when you set those goals? What emotions were going through? What was happening?
I was excited.
Mm-hmm.
I
Who
was
else?
hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
Determined.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was motivated.
Motivated, determined, hopeful, excited. That's what the beginning of the month does for us. Now, where is that now? Do you feel that now? I see a lot of,
but it's not as high.
okay, why? Why is it not as high now as it was September 1st?
Because when my numbers are like, my goal right now is not that far away, but it's farther than I want it to be. And it doesn't feel easy, right? So it feels a bit like stressful. And that's what I was trying to avoid by doing this all month, because I was like, I don't like that end of the month feeling of it being stressful, because I don't want it to be stressful. But
Right.
at the same time, I still am excited, and I'm still keeping my focus on that ultimate goal.
Mhm.
So what do they say? If you shoot for the moon, and if nothing less, you're going to land in the stars, right?
Yeah.
So that's my thought.
Okay. So a lot of you, like Jerisa even here and said, and a lot of people are like, nope, don't feel, I'm not excited, not discouraged, I'm not anything. So my next question is, then do you really believe you can, like you did September 1st? Because why would you have a September 1st if you didn't believe? So my next question is, I'm having a lot of questions tonight, and then I'm going to dive in. It's going to be really, really good, I promise. What game are you playing with your business? Think about that for a second. What game are you playing with your business? And then I think a lot of us have gotten to where we just are comfortable, and we're okay being in a new comfortable, because that's a safe spot, right? That's safe being comfortable. But you wouldn't have had a September 1st because you wanted more. That wasn't for you. You wanted more. And that the only way that that's going to happen is you to get out of your comfort zone. We all know this. This is, doing the scary things like that. And that's the only way that it's going to happen, is that September 1st moment. It's only going to happen with you getting uncomfortable and you playing the game in your business that looks different than what you're doing now. And so, for instance, when you want to work the business that you wanted September 1st, like let's say some of you were like, oh, I want to hit a 400 point, or I want to hit Ruby, or I want to re-rank gold, or whatever that was, right? The thing is that you have to find the people that want that kind of business with you. And the only reason that you're going to find those people is when you're doing business reach outs. And so we can find product takers all day long. We can. A lot of us started that way. But I will tell you, if you want a business that you wanted September 1st, getting new product takers all the time is not going to get you the results and the excitement and all of that you wanted in the beginning of the month. That's why a lot of us are discouraged right now, because we're like, wait, but I have not hitting that right now. I'm not there right now. I'm not XYZ, right? Well, I want to ask all of you, how many business reach outs have you done this month? Think about that. Okay. Next thing is, do you want to keep farming the field that you currently have? Do you want to
pop
keep?
in?
Yep.
Okay. So real quick, because I'm just going to be real honest here.
Uh-huh.
Over the last few months, specifically probably the last 3 or 4 months, when I've really been trying to build my business, I kept telling myself I was doing business reach outs, but I wasn't. I was talking to people about like have 3 friends join and earn $400. But this month and the end of last month, I really started to realize that that's not really truly a business reach out. Would you agree with that?
Yep, I would agree with that.
Okay. Because I just wanted to clarify that, because in my head in the last few months, that has been something that I've been like, well, I'm doing that with every person. I'm talking to them about that every time. And so I'm like, yeah, I've done my business reach out. I've done my business reach out. When in fact, I'm realizing that I'm really not being bold in that and saying, hey, I think you would be fantastic at this business. Can we talk more about that? And I think that is really where I started to realize that people weren't like, I've had more response from that comment than I have, hey, do you think you could just get a couple extra people and do this with you and earn $400? I haven't had near as many. I mean, they're intrigued by it, but the people that I've reached out to this month, and I prayed about it, and God just brought people. There is one person in particular that he would not leave me alone about. And I sent her a probably long-winded message and was just like, I think I'm supposed to talk to you about this. I don't know why. It may not be something for you, but God wants me to mention it because he's got you on my heart. And I just basically said, I think you'd be good at this. I would love to do this with you. I think you and I would make a great team and you would love the community. And I just put it out there. So I just wanted to clear that, because I did feel like I did that in the past, but it's not near in my head. Like, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't actually doing what I thought it was doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And that could be clarifying for a lot of people on this or listening later, of like, when you have a farm and you're farming your field, if you are not getting the results that you want, like you wanted September 1st, then that farm needs some not Roundup. It needs Miracle-Gro, right? You got to find what's going to make that Miracle-Gro. And the thing is most people get discouraged and they don't want to tend to their farm any longer at the end of the month, because they feel like, why? I mean, I'm just going to try again for October. I feel like every month I'll just keep trying. I'll keep trying for that result, right? The problem is you're not finding that miracle that you can find to help your farm grow. And so a lot of that is business reach outs. And the difference in that is, again, you can find people to find 3 friends and make $400 all day long, right? But if you want a farm that grows and produces and has the results for you to be a diamond team or an emerald team, even in Mexico next year with us, then you have to do those reach outs now, or you're not going to hit those results and those goals that you're wanting even in the future. And so those business reach outs, just like what Julia said, are simple. They're like, and Sarah just popped on. Hey, Sarah, I just wanted to let you know, I would love to do this with you. And here's what Tarl said at Emerald Extravaganza. He said, you want to find the people that you want to be in the car with for 3 hours and it goes by so fast that you blink an eye and you're already there. Like those are the people you need to reach for, not people that are taking the products and you think you can help them go silver, or you think you can help them maybe go senior silver. No, who do you really want to do this with? Who do you want in the beaches in Hawaii and Mexico and all these places that you're going to be going? Those are the people in the business reach outs that you should be doing. And you're literally, what makes that person a business reach out? You have to be terrified, literally terrified to reach out to them. That is a business reach out. A business reach out. Oh, go ahead, Julia.
I was just going to say something that Carissa said on the call just a little bit ago that was actually like not mind blowing, but I was just like, huh. So for your team, make a list of the characteristics you want on your team.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you come across somebody who has something like that in them, that may spark something in you and you're like, I want you on my team. That was really helpful to me because I never did that. What's really funny is I did that for a husband. I don't know if any of you did that, but I literally went through and I made a characteristic quality of what I wanted in a husband, and like when I was younger and in college or high school. Anyways, and I listed them out, and God provided every single one of that.
Mm-hmm.
And even one that I went in and scratched out.
That's funny.
I won't go into that. But same thing, I think, when you're trying to grow a team like that was such good information for me to think about, making it a point to sit and think about what I want my team to reflect. I want my team to reflect Christ in the best way possible. And so I want to bring in people who love people. You know what I mean? And not to say, like Krista said, not to say if somebody comes to me that's not a Christian or isn't, whatever, but wants the business, I'm not going to be like, oh no, you can't have the business through me.
Right.
But that was really helpful to me.
Yeah. And those characteristics, like Carissa, or any of us can say, is like, who would you want to be in a car with? Like, what do those characteristics look like? Somebody that's organized, somebody that you can have good conversation with, somebody that, like good Christian, whatever those look like. And again, they don't have to fit every bucket, but you really should find and figure out what your ideal person is and narrow that down, because that's going to make a difference in your business too, and where it goes. Because you don't want a toxic person or somebody that's negative all the time or whatever. You really want to find those people that scare you when you reach out to them. And so that is the thing, when you're reaching out about the business, you need to look for leaders. And I guarantee every single person on here knows somebody that you're terrified to reach out to, because you know deep down that they could be incredible for this, but you're too terrified to reach out to them because you already see them up here. You already see them at a high expectation. And you're like, man, she would be great, but I really don't think this could be for her. Or I think she'd tell me no, or whatever. But how are you going to know without asking her? And so really, that'll be a challenge in a little bit of reaching out to that scary person that you're terrified, but they have to have leadership quality. Because if you're looking for somebody that's going to be easy, like if you're like, oh, well, Sarah looks, this is horrible. Sarah's gone. Nope, there she is. I don't know why your name popped up in my head, but I was going to use a Sarah. I'll say Susie. Sarah seems easy to ask for a business reach out. So is because Susie is an easy business reach out, is that going to get you the farm and the miracle and everything that you're going to be trying to look for to get to Emerald next year? No. You might be able to slowly get her silver and slowly help her with that, but you're not going to get her and yourself the results that you're looking for. You've got to reach out to the scary people. Okay. So are you committed to your success regardless of the results that you got yesterday? I'm going to say that again. Are you committed to your success regardless of the results that you got yesterday? Again, you might not be seeing the results that you don't have right now. But are you still committed to waking up every single day and doing the things that will get you that farm that you want, that farm that's growing and producing? Because if you're not, then you've got to reevaluate why you're doing this. Why? We all have a different why, as they say, but what is so committed in you that you would wake up regardless of your results because you're putting forth the effort? Now, diamonds don't wait around to help figure it out or have somebody else figure it out or have somebody else do a call or somebody else to lead something. Diamonds do not wait. And that is the one thing that I noticed back then. They lead, they go, they don't follow. They're always looking and pursuing brand new people all the time. So keep moving, keep looking for those people. So even on your bad days, recommit. Even on your good days, stay committed. So are you willing to commit at this standpoint, wherever you're at? Are you willing to commit to finishing this month and finishing the goals that you started September 1st?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Yep. Who else? Come on now. I can't just have one person. Are you ready to recommit and hit the goals? We have plenty of time, you guys. It's literally a month that we have left, like literally. And Magic Week is like a month. But you have to be excited about it. And I'm going to give you the tools and everything here in just a little bit on how to do that. So just know, again, you can get product takers all day long. You can look in your back office and try to see if maybe one of those people can add 3 people. That's great. But to grow your business the way that you want it to grow, you have to be looking for business partners to do this with you. So next thing. So success is based on a recommitment and on acting towards your goals. You will have good days, and of course, we're going to have crappy days. We all know that. So you have to wake up daily being committed to what you want to do, and have determination in yourself. How do you find? I'm going to give an example. Okay, let's say your kid is, set this goal of reading 10 books for the year. Like the beginning of the year, they're like, Mom, I really want to read 10 books this year, and I want to do XYZ. Well, then here it comes November. And they're not even close. They've read maybe 1 book. How would you coach your child into still having that determination that they had at the beginning of the year to finish the year strong? And I really want examples. So give me examples of what you would say to your child if they set a goal and they didn't feel like they could attain it by the end of the year.
I would tell them to try. I would say, well, do as much as you can, as hard as you can, as quickly as you can. And if you're lucky, you'll reach that goal. Like if you work hard enough, you can reach the goal. But then if you don't, at least you got further than you were before. Like that's my thinking.
Just because I'm a numbers person, I would actually kind of help map it out to show them that they could, if they only read this many, books or whatever. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a migraine, so bear with me. I promise I'm excited to be on the call.
I'm so
This
sorry.
is not my normal face. I'm so sorry.
She's smiling inside, you guys. She's super excited. She's going to hit those goals. Her farm is going to grow with that Miracle Grow real fast.
I just don't want everybody to look at me and be like, oh my gosh, she looks miserable. She don't want to be on here. No, I'm good. My head's killing me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I like the numbers breakdown. And this is a different thing because we all have different qualities on how we would talk to people. So
I tend to also work through bribing, at least with my kids. So I'm like, I don't know how that helps us here, but I mean, carrots help, right? The watch.
yes.
The watch helps, like little things like that. That's a huge carrot. So like little things like that the company gives us does help.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so I think that's the thing that you have to think about is what is it for you that would allow you to finish this month strong, even the rest of the year, but this month we have a watch that you could completely earn this month. Like you really can. You guys, I'm only 1 right now, and I still believe I'm gonna hit that, and I'm hoping to hit 2, to be honest. So you have to have that determination and drive deep down, even when the enemy is trying to tell you you don't have it in you. It's not going to happen. Look, you only have 1 right now. Why? You only have 3 days, 4 days left. There's just no way, Cassie. You know what? That was when you find that determination that you have to give your child when they feel like they don't have it in them either. You have to find that inside of you. Watch a podcast, a YouTube video, whatever it is to pump you up, That is what gets you going. And so the next thing that I would say is you all did, a lot of you guys did that dive in challenge. And I'm so proud of you because you watched all those calls, you did all of the to-dos, everything. And then you watched people in Hawaii. So I want to know, when you were watching people in Hawaii in the chat or shout it out, what did that feel like watching? What emotions did you have that were going through? And then put that in the chat really quick. And I'm going to tell you what one thing that I realized, I had to write it down. It says, I am reminded of the people that when they work really hard and that they reap the benefits and their recognition for their hard work. And so this is a great reach out that all of us can do, all of us, not just the ones that went to Hawaii, is like, you know what, after seeing so many people go to Hawaii, I am realizing and I am reminded that in what I do, we are recognized and we reap the benefits of all of our hard work and we get recognized. And I know how frustrating that is when that recognition or that hard effort is not shown. And I know I felt that way in a lot of the businesses that I did prior to this. I didn't do network marketing or any of that. It was like, I did a graphic design firm and I busted my booty for him. Do you think he ever gave a winks of what no, I went and got his groceries for the daggum thing, like all kinds of things just to be recognized. And I had to ask for a raise after 3.5 years of working there, 3.5. But yet Plexus is like, oh, here's Hawaii. You worked really hard. Here's why. Oh, and we're not done yet. Let's do room drops every single night. So you get gifts for you and your family while you're there. Oh, wait, we're not done. Let's do a big party and breakfast and all this stuff. You reap the benefits of your hard work in this company. And so that is a great reach out that you can do to those business builders. Again, use my belief, use other people's belief of seeing what you saw in Hawaii and everybody there. So let me read this chat. Dun, dun, dun. Cindy said disappointment because we weren't there with them. I know, but it also could be encouragement for you to be there with them next year. Joya, full-hearted joy, love, excitement, determination, frustration for myself. I get that, but propelling me to know that I will not miss out again. And that's the key. And honestly, you guys, if you don't mind, a lot of you don't even know my story. I did not earn it the last 2 years. Like at all. 2019 was the only time that I've earned it, and I just earned it again. So I had been watching as an emerald, watching other people keep earning it. And I know that frustration. I know what that's like, and not seeing yourself there, but it can happen. You just have to stay determined and know that your farm and your field just needs some more Miracle Grow. You have to figure out what you can do and learn in your season to get you to that place. Okay. I thought how bad I want to be there. That was Shara. Yep. Okay. So you have to sell an idea. You have to sell hope. You have to sell interest by talking to people about where they are sitting and where they're at versus where you are now. So what that means is like right now, Shara, horrible migraine, right? I could be excited and pumped and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm in Hawaii. And Shara's like, great, right? Because she's in a migraine. I'm not thinking about Shara. I'm thinking about myself. So when you're reaching out to people, you really need to tap into where they are in their moment, not you. Always make it about them. And you guys are great about this, but sometimes we need to reflect of like in our excitement and where you're going or what you're succeeding or what you're doing, you really have to tap into where they are and what interest and hope they need to be able to get out of where they're at. So go back, hang on. Oh, the other thing that Genevieve said on our call, on our coaching call today was do not make this look easy. You never want to make it look easy because you guys know it's not easy work. It's not, it's good work. We are providing health and happiness and hope and joy in so many families. But there are days it's not easy. It's simple. We can make this simple. We have every daily task that we can do. We know what we need to do every single day. We can make it simple, but we never want to make it look easy. But we want people to get the results that they have and things like that. So She said, I would love to tell you it's an easy peasy business, but that's not true. It's an online business offer that people that want to change their lives and that we can offer other people to have that same change. I have some great decisions I have made she's saying a lot of people have either made decisions on what they've made. Like, let's say your year was like, lots of seasons in your year. That was decisions and things that have resulted in where you're at right now. That is okay, because that's the beauty of this business is you can accelerate your business whenever you need to. Whenever your season is ready, you can accelerate your business when you need to. You can take a back seat. You can do whatever you need. It's wherever you want your farm to grow. And the more, pretty much just the more people that you find and you link arms with this business, that's where you're going to go by the end of the year. Let's be honest. If you don't see yourself as a leader, or if you don't see the people that you're reaching out to as a leader, they might not be your person. And if you really want big goals, again, we can find and help people get products all day long. But if you really want, look for that leadership quality. Here is what, I'm gonna type this out in the chat too. She wrote this out. She says, here's the deal. I'm reminded of where I used to be and the reasons that I took one risk because I'm willing to be laughed at by unbelievable friends. And one of the reasons I'm willing to work with my kids and one of the reasons why I'm willing to work while my kids are in bed at night, and some of the reasons I'm willing to fit this in, and by the end of the day, my end job, I already have for other businesses. I want to be fully recognized, and I want my family to benefit from the hard work that we do. And she's like, if that makes sense. So pretty much what I said earlier, like, you want people to see that your hard work and working when your kids are in bed and all of that are reaping the benefits, because you will be in Mexico next year. You will be. All this hard work you're putting into now, plant those seeds into your family and your kids. Get their permission, get their what we call shareholders. You have a shareholder meeting and say, hey, this is what I've planned out, what it looks like every single month. This is a Shara thing, her numbers. You plan out, and I want you to do this by tomorrow. Plan out how many orders and what it looks like for you to hit Emerald next year. To hit Emerald, you have from now, this month, you still count this month because you still have plenty of days. You count this month until July 31st of next year, how many months that is, break that down of how many orders you need every single month to hit that goal. That way, you know exactly where you're at. Now, again, you're going to have months that are like, okay, you need 20 orders every single month to go there. I'm just giving an example. And maybe you've had 10 this month. Okay, well, that's okay. There's some months you're going to have 50. There's some months you're going to have 100. And then there's some months you're going to have 10. But as long as you have a roadmap to follow, that is what's going to have you and give you the vision that you need to get there. When you don't have a plan, then it's not going to happen. Okay. The more belief you have, and the more belief you have in the company and your abilities as a leader and a person in this industry, that is when you're going to rank up. That is when people are going to see your belief through your posts. That's when people are going to feel your belief through your messages. They're going to know, and your team's going to see your belief too. If you feel like you cannot hit goals or hit ranks or any of that, they're going to feel that. They need to feel your determination so that they can keep going too when there is a rut or there is a season. And trust me, we all have times that we are in a rut. I mean, Hannah's seen me in several, but I get myself out of it. And so know that when your team sees that, they see you rising back up, then they know they can too. So know when you have those ups and downs, and it can happen or it can't happen. There might be people that they never have that, and that is amazing. But no, when you do, and they see you come out of it, they're more willing to do it too. I like when she said this. She said, stop asking people if they want the shortcut to the entrance ramp. Start teaching them the leadership ramp. So as in like, Like, hey, come on, people, let's get your 3 people and get your products paid for and get, $400, right? That's the easy route. Like, okay, 3 people, that's fine. But you didn't show them the bigger vision. You didn't show them the leadership. You want to get them on the leadership ramp, not the quick, easy one. Because again, we all can do that all day long. So if you're thinking big, you have to recruit big. You have to believe that your mortgage is on the line when you want your goals this big. Your families are such a huge advantage to this because of your state of thinking. So for instance, a lot of what I have done in this business is because of my family. So they're in a lot of my mind when I'm doing my work. And same with reaching out to people and things like that. So your family could be a huge advantage for you to move forward. Okay. So here's where I have all the nitty gritty on ideas for you guys on what you need to do right now. So right now, the biggest thing for you to do to look for your watch is to, yes, you can go and see who you already have and see who you see leadership qualities in, who you see potential leadership qualities in, like you highly of them. They've already joined your company. They're already on your team. This is where you reach out to them and you really set the tone for them, not just about the products, about really working this, because I'll promise you, several people on here on my team, I've had to ask multiple times through this business. It wasn't just a one-time thing. You're going to have to ask them multiple times. So look at those people and really be blunt with them and be like, Hannah, I think you're a great person for this. I think that you have the heart of gold. I think XYZ. Would you be open to hearing more about what this looks like? Because you have leadership qualities, my friend. Everybody wants to hear about that to themselves, right? Could you imagine if you got a message like that? Reach out to people and send them a message like that. And that is how your farm is going to grow quickly in the next 4 days. So recommit to your goals. Recommit to your goals. Do not change them, you guys. When you lower your standards, you're lowering your standards for so many people and so many things. So for instance, let's say, you're like, you know what, I'm going to hit gold this month. And then you're like, oh man, that's like, I need 15 people. Well, I'll just try to, hit 30 points this month. When you lower your standards like that, your team sees that. Your family sees that. They don't see your determination and your drive to stay at the course and stay your goals. Do not change them. As tempting as it is, do not change them. That's emotion taking place in your brain. Emotion. Do not allow emotion like that to really trump your decisions and where you want to go and your goals. You set high goals, go for them. You have 4 days, you guys. 4. Do not lower your standards. And don't be like, well, I won't hit this. There's no way. So I'm just going to go back down. Or, you have to realize your spark at the beginning of the month was there for a reason. Your spark at the beginning of the month was because God planted that spark in you because he knew deep down you could do it. You knew deep down you could do it. You're like, oh my gosh, I got this watch. Psh, 6 people, it's on, right? Do not lower your standards now because it's the 27th. Do not lower your standards now. Our intuition tells us that we can do big things at the beginning of the month. That's what our intuition says. So we have to learn and trust our intuition and our capacity of it. Because again, our intuition says we can. So why are you allowing emotions to tell you that you can't? Because that little thing inside of you believes that you could do a lot more than you think you can right now. It believes that you have success to be successful, or that spark wouldn't have been there in the first place. So you saw the watch. You need to recommit and have that exact same excitement that you had September 1st. So you call your people, you call those leaders. I know that's scary. You have to get on a phone call or have a coffee date or send a scary voice message or send a video. Like, don't text. Do not text somebody. Please, for the life of me, do not text somebody. Text messages do not have emotion to them. People are not going to see it the same. We all know that. We get text messages the same thing, and then we question if they really meant what they said, or was it this way or that way. Don't do that. You need to call people, have phone calls with people, and really be straight up like, oh my gosh, Julia, I see you and doing this. You know, I know this is crazy and out of the blue, but I would love to talk to you just for a few minutes about more of what I do. Friend, you know, are you free tomorrow or can we chat now? I won't take much of your time, but I just want to share with you what I'm seeing in this company and the recognition for your hard work can actually be paid off. And I've seen you work really hard and you're getting a pen for 20 years. You're getting a plaque for 20 years. We're here. You actually are getting paid. I know I went there, but I actually have screenshots of people in our call today that their husbands got a pen or a watch or whatever for 15 years. And Plexus is giving you a
Umbrella.
paid trip to Hawaii or Mexico. Like, come on now. So
my husband just brought in my pin that was so cheap it broke off of my badge, and he found it in my car. He literally just came walking. He's like, "Here's your fancy pin," and I was like, "Yeah, you can put that in the trash."
yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. But look how people are being recognized for their hard work and their consistency to show up and come in every single day and pour emotion and physical like drainage on every single other person to help them. And they're getting recognized by a pen. When you are with a company that does recognition right, that is an awesome conversation to have with every single leader that you see right now. So do those scary calls, do those scary voice messages. And never know, the next 4 days, your spark could come back because you're hitting it. Go ahead, Julia.
I was just going to also mention that keep in mind, most of those companies that do that do it on milestone years. It's not every year. The Plexus is offering a trip every year, even potentially every few months, depending on what level you're qualified at. So they're offering trips yearly, whereas my company rewards somebody for being there every 5 years. So there's a big difference.
That's huge. And I mean, I can count several already that Plexus offers. Gold School, if anybody is not gold yet, that is something brand new. Now you get Gold School. Ruby's on the rise. A lot of us are being Gold School this weekend. So please watch our stories because you are going to want to make sure that you help somebody go gold or you go gold so that you can have the next opportunity that comes up. Do not let emotion take control and say, well, I'm trying and I'm not going. No, you can do it. You just have to have that determination and spark that you've had. And so Gold School, Ruby's on the rise. We also have events all throughout the year like convention and leadership training. We have Super Saturday. Now we have Momentum Movement that's coming up in November. There's Emerald Extravaganza or Diamond Extravaganza. Like there's tons of different opportunities that you could earn or be invited to. And so that's the beauty of this. So know that I know that it's the end of the month. I do, but do not stop. I want you to double down and here's some ideas. So you have a lot of things going on this week. We have Why Plexus, Why Now? There were technicalities tonight. I am so sorry. And trust me, I put some not so nice words in there because Why Plexus, Why Now is what we are pushing. And the last thing that I want is them to have technical difficulties. So there will be one tomorrow night. So know that that's happening. That is you have things to plug people into. You want to help build belief with your brand new person. Like Cindy, I'm reaching out to Cindy. I see great qualities in her. And I'm like, okay, Cindy, do you have a few minutes tomorrow night at 8 p.m.? And she's like, oh no, I'm busy that time. Okay, well, what about the morning, 11 o'clock? There's a call that I really would love for you to tune into. Would you be open to just listening for a little bit and I can send you the link? And then you send her the link. There's the Why Plexus, Why Now call. But there's so much more this week that it's amazing. So we have a men's event as well that's on Thursday night. You have a reset group opportunity that is on Thursday night as well. So let's say you have people that are interested in reset or you want to reach out. They're liking and loving on your things in your stories. Make stories, do polls, ask questions in your stories. That's where everybody wants to help answer your questions, right? Everybody. We all know when you make a post of like, what's your favorite song in the 90s? People are going to tell you, right? So ask questions in your stories and, lead into the reset and talk about how we have an opportunity call to learn more about the reset Thursday night too. Then after that, if they have a husband or you know somebody that's a man that really needs to hear that this is not just a women thing, they can come listen to the men's call Thursday night too. I feel like I'm missing one more. There's several. Why Plexus, why now? And I'm doing giveaways when you have a potential on that Why Plexus, why now call. Also, tomorrow night is Welcome to Plexus. Let's say you just signed up. I just signed up Christina, every single week there is a Welcome to Plexus call. This is wonderful because this is where people can build belief. They get excitement about the company. Most people are most excited within the first 24 to 48 hours of getting their products, signing up, whichever. And so you really want to plug those people into something. So every single day you are plugging people into something. That's the Why Plexus, why now, or the Welcome to Plexus. That is every Wednesday at 6 p.m. So make sure that you do that. And that's all the time. We're making this a duplicatable thing so that you don't have to create anything. You don't have to create this Welcome Plexus call. You don't have to create the Why Plexus, why now. You are literally plugging people in. So then when Christina, when she adds Lucy is like, oh, I just have to add people to the call that you had me watch yesterday. Yep, that's it. And so that's how you do that. You just plug people into what's already provided all the time. So that's what you can do this week, like the next 4 days. Make posts. I'm going to be doing, I think I already did. Do the magic post. The magic post works. Don't do that very often. The magic post is more like, hey, I'm looking for 6 people to try my pink drink or try my reset for 60 days at my cost. Who wants to try it or something like that. And most times when you've been posting for a while, people are already knowing about the products. They gain belief. They believe and know that you're in this, company, and they can see that you're interested. Anyway, I never tell people to do that at the first because people are like, wait, what? Christina just joined what? What's going on? Never do that as the first post. You really want to really do that later on. So that's a great post that you could be doing right now, but really getting people in. And the other thing is, looking in your virtual office and kind of looking to see who has added people. Who has added people that you can help them go silver or help them go senior silver, help them go gold, wherever you're at, you can help people invite somebody to these events. So that's the thing to focus on this week is inviting people to an event. Okay. So when you're asking for people to make a post, this is another thing that we learned tonight. You want micro commitments. You do not want to go into like, hey, will you make a post for me? You really want to invite them into more. You don't want to keep giving them something. Like, for instance, Jennifer, I'm gonna be like, hey, I know that you're loving your products. You're having great results right now. We want to find unique ways for them to create a post. And most times I can guarantee you, all of us can say, yep, I've had a person where they're like, no, I'm going to wait until I see results, or no, I'm going to, I don't feel like posting about that right now. Most times they do not want to post because there's a trigger that they've had about that. So you have to figure out what that trigger is. And so for instance, maybe they feel like they're doing the business if they make a post for you. And you could let them know that that's not the case, being like, no, this is going to be like more of an appreciation post. Like, Jen, you're making this, you're having her make this post. And she's like, thank you, Jennifer, for, actually, I have this written down. Hey, everyone, I want to call out my friend Jennifer. She has invited me into a health journey that that is going to change how I look and how I feel. I just want to say thank you. And I'm really excited. And if anybody wants to do this with me or alongside of me, Jennifer and I can help you out, help answer any questions. Who's interested or who's open to hearing more about this? That is an appreciation post. And so when people aren't interested in sharing their journey yet, that is something that they can start that isn't so, I don't know the word right now, but it's not as intimidating to people. Don't know why, but it's not as intimidating. So we don't want to scare people when we are trying to reach out to them and ask them to post. It's little small micro commitments of like, Jennifer, would you ever be open to sharing this when you start seeing results? Like, not like, oh my gosh, now it's time for first post, Jennifer. Like, let's go. Now it's time to an event for you. Oh wait, now it's time to do this. You're going to scare that person half to death and they're going to run away, right? More like, okay, Jennifer, would you ever be open to would you ever be open to sharing your results? Or would you ever be open to, tagging me in a post and much like a Google review post, like just sharing your experience that you're having, something to that nature, so it doesn't seem so intimidating. Okay. Invite people the next 24 hours to something. You already know the next thing is the Why Plexus Why Now call. Tomorrow morning, there is a call. So you have the first thing, and then you have tomorrow night too. And then the Welcome to Plexus call. So start recruiting people that scare you, like legit scare you, because you're worried that they're going to pass you up. And when I say that, the beauty about Plexus is like all of y'all can be diamonds before me. Every single person on here. Find those people that you're terrified that they're going to pass you up. Okay, do y'all have any questions while I'm reading a couple more things? I've got a couple more notes right here. Anything that's like standing out to you that you're like, oh my gosh, I needed that. I have questions. What's going on? Anybody? Or are you all terrified? Because I'm making you do the scary things. Oh, I know. Trust me. I want you to hit your goals. I want you to hit the things that you wanted to September 1st. And how am I going to be a leader for you if I'm not going to encourage you to do the scary, horrible, crazy things, right? Not horrible, but you know what I mean. Any questions yet? Okay. The next thing is, the train, we all know this. We all have kids, I believe, where it's like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think, right? What happens to that train? Right? Come on now. I know I can. I know I can. I literally, that is what I think of this. Like, I feel like this can be an emotional roller coaster because we feel like the September beginning of the month, we're like, oh my gosh, I can do this. And then you're like, whoa, wait. Maybe I think I can. I think I can. You've got to get back up and be like, oh no, I know I can. And then you're really moving that train into the avenues and to the tracks that it needs to go. And that is constantly inviting people. And finding accountability, like all in here, we have our chat for a reason. Utilize it. Utilize that for accountability. You did Teams recently, a lot of you. Keep using that for accountability. Reach out to those people and say, all right, I need you to hold my hand and make sure that I check in with you every morning at 8 a.m. and said, I'm doing the scary things today, Cassie, or today, my goal is to reach out to XYZ. I'm like, all right, I'll make sure of that. Find an accountability partner that you can tell them what you need to do so that they can make you do it or help you do it. Because the actions matter. Ignore your feelings right now. Ignore your feelings because that's what's going to stop you and your farm will never grow. Your feelings are going to stop you. Your feelings are going to stop you. I know it's not fair that you're seeing XYZ go to Hawaii too, or so-and-so just went to gold and it took her a blink of an eye and you felt like you've been working for 20 years and you haven't even moved an inch. I get it. Those are feelings. I see so-and-so growing and I'm not, or I'm a perfectionist in my posts or blah, blah, blah. Those are feelings. Ignore those feelings because that does not get you to diamond. Diamond people do not care about, they care about feelings. Don't get me wrong. You know where I'm going. They get the job done. So when you're feeling like quitting, you need to be a part of winning. Let me say that again. When you feel like quitting, you need to be a part of winning. Successful people learn how to ignore feeling. Successful people learn how to ignore feeling. So recognize it, but do not ignore it. You can vent, you can get it out and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe blah, blah, blah. And then be like, okay, I did my pity party. I'm done. Now, how can I learn from this? What can I move from? And where do I need to go? And then ask questions. Be like, all right, Cassie, I feel like I'm doing this, this, and this. What else can I do? Ask questions. That is how you keep moving the needle forward. when people say they will not post for you, I forgot to say this. When people say they won't post for you, like, well, I don't make a post. I don't do any of that. I never post on my social media anyway. I'm just on there, right? You're going to get those people. It's because it feels inauthentic to them. So you have to find what feels authentic to them. So maybe they're more in person. Be like, okay, well, Julia, what feels more authentic to you? Since posting feels inauthentic, what feels authentic to you? Some people might want to do one-on-ones in person. Some people might want to do a phone call. Some people, you got to figure it out. And by asking that, it's like, okay, when you see a good movie, what's the first thing that you do? Do you like call your friends and tell them to go watch that movie? Do you post about it? Like, what do you do when you find a good sale? How do you share that? And so that's how you tap into what's authentic to them when they want to share about what they have or what they've found. So realize that when you're talking to people about sharing too.
Cassie, you may have already hit this, but have you said anything about, sorry, I just got real distracted. Joel's pulling Taylor's tooth over there. Did you mention when you ask people to do like a post for you, like how they're supporting you? Because is that what you were just talking about?
Kind of. Is there a Tina? We have
Because
a Tina trying to get into the room.
It's Christina.
Oh, she got caught. Okay. I thought she was
cut off.
No, you're good.
But,
So you're wanting to
do
see
you
what
see
it
what I'm
looks
saying?
like?
No, so like just telling people, like when you're talking to your customers and they're not
Yeah.
willing to share, just
Mhm.
saying, hey, would you be willing to support me in my business and make a post? Because I've had multiple people do that. That's how Christina got tons of people interested, is she just basically I helped her make the post.
Yep.
She put it up on Facebook, and I think Christina, I think you had like almost 10 people comment on your post that you put up on there. Get it?
Yeah, something like that. I still have to follow up with a few people.
Yeah,
That's
that's
amazing.
okay. But that's huge.
Yeah.
So even if like you have customers who don't really want to share themselves,
Mhm.
then utilize that and say, hey, would you help support me, and just tag me in a post and then connect me with anybody who asks questions or comments, And I even asked permission on one of my gals who didn't really want to share, but she was willing to help me post. And I commented on their stuff and I just said, hey, I would love to give you more information. Do you mind if I personally connect with you? And they were fine with that. They were okay with that. So definitely asking permission before you just assume that they're okay with you contacting them. But
Correct. Because the last thing that you
just a
want
thought
to
there.
is to be a trigger for them later. So for instance, for me, my sister did Plexus a long time ago. Me and my sister do not have a great relationship. Her sponsor hounded me in a 3-way message, like hounded, like, well, Cassie, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you replying back? Why aren't you This could heal your endometriosis. Like, we have a great deal for you. Like, they constantly kept going, and I refused to be that person. So no, in 3 ways, it's definitely asking permission of like, hey, Cassie, is it okay if I add Julia? Because Julia knows a lot more than I do, and I'm just getting started. So I want to make sure that whatever journey that we can take you on and figure out what products are going to be best for you, that we get you those products that are fit for you in your ideal situation, and blah, blah, blah. That is the permission. It's the micro commitments is what we call them. Very micro commitments. And I know, Julia, you're busy, but with Christina, Julia, you asked Christina in an authentic way that felt, or in a way that felt authentic to her, to share to do a post for you. That was like, sure, yeah, that is authentic to her. She didn't feel different about doing that, where other people might. So you have to find what works for each person, for sure. Mm-mm.
So something else I was going to mention earlier that I was really working on today is I was listening to a sermon, and it was talking about living in the what ifs, how Satan likes to trick us and really convince us, like, you get so anxiety ridden over the what ifs. And it was just it was such a good sermon and talking about basically, you know, if you're living in the what ifs, you're not trusting God with the here and now. And I was just like, oh, okay. So like taking it one day at a time, remembering that you have today, you know what to do. And as long as you're doing that, what your heart's desire, what God has like guided you towards, it will happen. If you don't do it today and you do it tomorrow, it's still going to happen because he's not leaving you. But don't allow Satan to control your thoughts that way, because I think that's a huge thing that I've been really trying to grow on. And that is why I know some of you guys or some of you guys saw my post about my mirror. That's why I did that, because literally, as cheesy as it sounds, sometimes I have to go in there and I have to just read that to myself. And I have to remember how God made me. I have to remember why he put me where I am and why I'm doing this. And those things, whatever it is that God gives you to help encourage you and remind you of those things, put those somewhere so that you can see them and so that you can remind yourself, and put them multiple places, not just one place. But that sermon today about how it's talking about you can't live in the what ifs of life. God said to Moses said, what if the people don't listen? What if the people don't listen? Listen. Oh my gosh. And God said to him, what is that in your hand? So Moses had a staff, right? If anybody knows the story with Moses, he was worried about being the leader of leading the Egyptians out. And in our daily lives, we have a tendency to say, well, what if God? What if God? And God's not concerned with the what ifs. He's concerned with the what is. So keep that in mind too, that focus on what is today. What do I have to accomplish today? What am I supposed to be doing today? Who am I supposed to be talking to today? So that was something that really resonated with me today that I thought was kind of pertinent, and something you were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah. And I agree. So every single person, your goals tonight is to write down what you want to accomplish in the next 4 days and what you're going to tell your brain when those other emotions pop up that you can't do it, or you're not a leader, you're not good enough. You could never, ever reach out to that person or you could never attain that goal. You have to write those down. Your mirror, just like, she has, honestly, the bathroom mirror is my favorite because I see it every single morning and I see it every single night. And so write something down, be like, you know what? I am going to be blah, blah, blah in the next 4 days. I am going to be blah, blah, blah. Whatever you need to focus on, write that down. But the biggest thing is I'm going to go around and I want to know what your goals are, what your goals were for September 1st. Tell me that really quick.
Ruby and Business Builders.
And Sarah is just coming and I'm super excited. She is getting started again. So if nobody knows Sarah is amazing. She's in Texas and I am so pumped that she's here and getting going again. So know that everybody's journey is a journey for a reason. And I'm just proud of her. So she is coming. She's wanting that watch and she's ready to dive back in. She is already doing the tasks that I've given her slowly to just invite. And that is the key. Who else? Cindy, Ashley, come on. I think mine was gold and to help 5 more people. Yep.
If you don't know what your goals are, I have them written down here for you. Do you want me to list them off for you, or do you want to say them? I love you.
Is that Cindy? For Cindy, or did you mean for everybody?
All of them, all of my team.
See?
I have my team's goals.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure mine was to add 6.
Okay. Oh, I hope your migraine goes away, girl. I hate that. Ashley, she said mine was to add 6. Okay. Cindy, mine was gold and add 5. Oh, that was Cindy. Mine was golden to add 5 more. Tina, invite 3 people. That's huge. Just
Can I
invite.
ask a favor? Can I
Yeah.
ask a favor of everybody? Quit saying I was going to add 6.
Mhm.
Change it to I am adding 6. I keep seeing that. It's mine was. It's not, we're not over yet.
No.
Mine is.
She was already going where she's read my mind. I love you, Shara. Look at her fighting through her migraine on this call to encourage you guys to change your wording. Think about how powerful that is for a team. Like, what team does that? I don't care. Because again, find that spark that you had when you said, I am adding 6. I am getting that watch. I am XYZ. There's plenty of time, my friends, plenty of time, and plenty of things to invite people to, because that is where they're going to gain belief. But you have to do the scary things in reaching out to people. It's just how it is. I can tell you, I don't know how many times I reach out to people and they're like, you know what? I was thinking about that, Cassie. I'm glad you reached out to me. Or, oh, you know what? I was wondering more about that reset. Tell me about it. If I would have not reached out to them in an authentic way, don't be weird. Hashtag don't be weird. Authentic way, because you've already been chatting with them. You're not reaching out to somebody in high school that you haven't talked to since high school. Like, hey, I just started this thing and I would love to have, talk to you. But no, don't do that. That's weird. Don't do that. It's more of like, oh my gosh, Sarah, I see you have 2 boys. I see you have a farm. I see, tell me how life is. Like, reconnect first. If it goes into more and there's an open conversation where you can talk about Plexus or talk about what you do, great, do that. But don't make that your first thing. And usually when people say, well, what do you do, Cassie? I'm like, I've been trying to get better at this. I usually say, you know what? I work for a gut health company that helps people feel their best. Or I work for a company that, when you feel your worst and you keep trying to find answers, I help people find those answers. Like, you really want to attach emotion to what you do. Okay. Well, I want to see in our chat, our builder chat, if a lot of you are in there in our silver chat, your goal that is happening in the next 4 days because of your commitment and your recommitment to have that spark back. Write down what that is and write it in a mirror, write it wherever. And I cannot wait to see where you are, because you are going to, at least by tomorrow, reach out to 1 scary person about the business. 1, just 1. I mean, I could say 4, or 6, because a lot of you are wanting to add 6. So, but we'll start with 1. Okay. I'm so glad you guys came. I'll type in some more wording in our chat so you guys have, but no, you have an awesome invitation to a lot of things this week that you can invite people to so they can gain belief. So love you guys.
Hey, Cassie.
Yeah.
Cassie.
Yep.
So you said, Jim, I can't ever say her name.
Genevieve.
Whatever. Yeah, she talked about business reach outs. You had said something, and I need you to type it out and send it to me or something.
Okay.
There's part of that I want to take out and use as a post. Does that make sense? I can't think.
No, you're good. Well, I wouldn't either with your migraine. So I'll type it out, but it mainly was like when you're recognizing. So you just saw a lot of people in Hawaii, and you can talk about how people are being recognized for their efforts. And that is what is motivating. I'll type it for you, but it was kind of that scenario. So
yeah.
Anybody else have any questions? I should have asked before I just went off. Anybody? Who's replacing their was? Okay. Ashley, I'm just going to imagine your hand is up right now. So you and your pretty face. All right. I love you guys. And I'm so glad that you guys came and you stuck in it and you heard some great encouragement, hopefully that pumped you and got your spark back up, because it's time. We have 4 days. It's going to happen. Believe it and be determined, because that is the only thing that's going to stop you or get you moving. So bye guys.